Why? I just feel like it's such a Disney stuff. It's so Disney. That's why I thought, oh.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to it's not even rated R anymore. It's the Unpopular Review Wrestling Show. Since I keep forgetting, we cover SmackDown and Raw, technically, now. Anyway, I am the executive consultant, and he is the great Grand Slam Pooba, and we're going to talk.
Wrong. I identify as the Great Grand Slam Pooba. There is an extra E in that, but EC5, how are you?
Chris is excellent. How are you?
I'm the.
What the shit?
I'm glad that you have some water here. If I could pull the curtain back a little bit, here we were talking about Simpsons. Next thing I know, we were live. I was like, oh shit. So thank you for letting me know, because I was getting ready to go into a whole Simpson rant, and then next thing I know, I'm like, oh right, and then I hear this Thugnificent music playing in the back, and I was like, oh, we're live, I guess. I don't know.
Oh god. Yeah.
I mean, you're leading, so you got to do this. If you want,
no, you know what? Help me out. So you had in the pre-production, you had this
some stuff about SmackDown.
Yeah. So give me.
So with this being the Raw SmackDown review show here, let's just we're going to combine everything here and talk about a little bit about SmackDown. So let's talk about some of these matches here. I know we were chatting off, not even necessarily off air, but like we were chatting throughout the week. And you was telling me your thoughts about like Jey Uso defeating The Miz and LA Knight defeating Zack Ryder, and you was not a fan of neither one of these guys winning. So why don't you take the floor here and tell the people who are watching here, and real quick, you are watching Unpopular Review, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification button. That does wonders for us, and it'll also let you know when we go live, right after Raw, right after NXT, right after AEW and AEW Dynamite, and right after I can't say SmackDown because it's the combination thing, but you get what I'm saying. But real quick,
SmackDown's possibly going back to 3 hours in January.
I'm not a fan of that though, bro. Like, you know what it is?
3-hour shows.
A lot of people don't like 3-hour shows, and also too, SmackDown has not been really good. Like, there are things that I do like and things that I want to succeed. Yes, one of them is being, because I see a lot of people online and they're not a fan of the MFTs. I like the MFTs. I
think they've improved. I think adding the paint makes them look a little bit more intimidating. I can take them a little bit more serious now. I like the MFTs.
I like the MFT too. One of the things I don't like what they do with the MFTs is, so they'll have Tama Tonga teaming up with JC, right? JC, I'm sorry, I can't think of his last name, but they'll have him team. And they'll have him team up. And I'm like, his brother's right there. What are we doing? So I'm just personally not a fan of that. I know you're not a fan of Tamaloa, but even still, they are a tag team. And I just would keep them as a tag team. I don't know what I would have JC doing, but it wouldn't be him being in that tag team position. That's something I don't like. But I do like the MFTs. I think that they can be something. I like the stuff with Solo. Solo is someone who has definitely grown on me. He's hilarious. He's someone where, and you someone in the give you flowers here, and I don't know if you like flowers, but like to point out something that you would throw out. So I won't give you flowers. I'll just sit here and just acknowledge that something you said, because I will not waste my money here. you would always point out like, there's something about Solo. Like, almost keep your eyes on Solo. He's an interesting character, and he showed he's one of those guys who make me go like, I'm so sorry, I didn't recognize your game, and I can admit that out loud. And what's going on, Mad Dog Kelly? Please check out Mad Dog Kelly. Mad Dog Kelly, him and Sabrina Stowe will be reviewing the NXT show tomorrow. I won't be on tomorrow because I will be out there in MSG to make sure one, the greatest NXT Women's Champion of all time, JC Jane, retained or regained her championship that she's never lost. I'm sorry, you're scratching like you have hair on your head. What's going on, Baldy?
Well, yeah, I'm like, I don't remember. Oh, man, is there an AEW pay-per-view this weekend?
There is. It's at Full Gear? I want to say it is. Yes.
Oh, okay. Half Gear. Gotcha. So what I'm going to have to do
predictions.
Because I know, that's Matt's show, but I gotta make a background for you. He harasses me, like Like,
oh wow! Not this guy saying this on air. Jesus Christ.
He's gonna like, Chris, where's my background? Hold on.
Well, listen, he deserves it. I mean, he's definitely has earned that. So, like, make him a background. I don't even understand what the problem is. Listen,
I heard the Giants players were at Raw promoting Fanatics.
Who is this? But look at Mr. Cali. He said full trash is more like it. He's so apparently Mr. is not a fan of anything going on with AEW. He said full trash. Not even like goodness. Not for nothing. I would have thought that was Big Daddy Cool that came up with that, but he sleeps. He sleeps.
We should have put it in the chat. Not chat. We should have downloaded up whatever.
There we go. As he take his swift of water here. But you wasn't a fan of none of these individuals. But let me ask you, I don't want to jump too far into Raw, but we had the return of Dolph Ziggler and he went against Solo Sikoa. Do you think Dolph Ziggler should have went over against Solo Sikoa? He's laughing, so I guess not. Okay.
No, hold on. You said against who?
Solo Sikoa. Is that not his name? I'm sorry. Am I saying that wrong? What the hell? I don't even know. Did I say it incorrectly?
Yeah.
It's not Sequoia?
No.
I've been saying that for years. No one's corrected me.
Do you know how to, do you
No, you gotta finish your sentence, sir.
Do you know how to spell Sikoa?
S-I-K, was it S-I-K-O-A?
Yeah. Where are you getting the long I in front of A?
I add a few I's, yes. Well, how about you help me out? What is the name? Because you are very tickled. like I am Red Fox on stage, or like Eddie Murphy Raw.
Solo Sikoa.
I add extra letters when I talk. I'm sorry. I can tell the difference between EC and Chris, because when you don't have the glasses, you are laughing and you are trying to keep it together. But please, what did you think though? Did you think that Dolph Ziggler should have went over? I'm sorry, I said one I when I said Ziggler. So do you think Ziggler should have went over in this match?
You're the type of guy that would be like Ziggler. Like
I was close. Give me another 5 minutes. I will say that.
What's going on?
Nothing's going on here. We got the chat going on. Thank you guys for being in the chat.
There's a bad guy making my stomach hurt more from all that laughing.
I don't even think he laughs.
He is Charmaine.
I know she's giving me the proper spelling, because I would love to hear Charmaine. Shout out to you, Charmaine. We hope to see you at the next karaoke. Charmaine pretends to be everyone's friend.
That reminds me.
Go ahead, please. You want to say something?
Sorry, that's personal. Good.
No, okay, I just want to say Charmaine would pretend to be your friend, And then when a song comes up, she asks you to sing a song that you've never heard of a day in your life. So, like, she's sitting here trying to correct me. I want you to understand right now, one, Charmaine Marie, you're going to want me to go on stage when you pick a song I've never heard of. So, but go ahead, real quick. Do you think Ziggler should have went over? With one eye, by the way.
One eye.
Yeah, it's Ziggler. Zigler.
Oh yeah, the letter. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Actually, no, I do. I want to say yes, but I don't. I don't like Solo taking an L. He came out and I was saying like, damn, I forget he's a wrestler because most time he just seems like he's just a boss leader, manager. Yeah. But yeah, I think Ziggler should have went over. Ziggler has more history with John Cena. I think Solo should have even been put in this, from my personal opinion. I don't think he needed to be in this tournament. I can see why you would do LA Knight. I can see why you would do Shinsuke Nakamura. But Solo Sikoa, like, what incentive does Solo Sikoa have to go out there and beat John Cena in his final match? Like, how does that help him?
I don't think it helps him. I do think that, and I'm not saying he's like one of John Cena's best rivals. One of the things I do think that this tournament should have been was a balance of some of his greatest rivals that we didn't get an opportunity to see him go against, and some of the young up and coming guys. Solo don't even. I agree with what you're saying about Solo not being like he doesn't need to be in this tournament. He demolished John Cena.
Right.
I forget what year that was.
Crown Jewel or something like that.
Yes, it was. What year was that?
It was a
yes.
1-on-1 match, and the only match they ever had 1-on-1, and he just, as you just said, he demolished him.
He demolished him. Yes.
What do I have to prove now? I've already beaten John Cena beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Right.
I already got that, bro.
And I don't even think like, because we were talking about like Sinister Six stuff and greatest rivals, and those have been such fun conversations and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. But like, right, like, why would he even want to even give him a rematch? It's like, I beat you, and only one encounter.
Yeah, if anything,
I can. I'm sorry, say that one more time for me.
If anything, you would think that you would come at me, like,
yes.
See, I need to get my win back or something like that, or I need to prove myself. But I mean, whatever. I do, But if you have history, I think you should go over the person with less history, so to speak. This is just a shout out to people he sees up and comers, or a shout out to people he used to work with that he's really fond of. So I get it, but yeah, Zack Ryder has more. He has more
history
with Cena than LA Knight. LA Knight's up and comer, so to speak. Even though he probably could be world champion, I don't know what's going on there. But so you have that. You have who was the other person? I said The Miz. The Miz is one of John Cena's biggest rivals. He's the only person that wrestled John Cena twice at WrestleMania.
You said that. Yes.
Yeah, they feuded for the United States Championship, I think. It's like they've been in each other's orbit. John Cena's been around Miz since every step that Miz took up
his career. Yes. If I can just say real quick, I was listening to an interview. I forget what podcast it was or interview it was, and how long ago it was. But Miz was talking about how in his early stage, and I'm sure you remember this because you're a wrestling historian, talking about you, EC, and he was talking about like, I beat John Cena, and it was like 1-0 and 7-0 and all that stuff and whatnot. And then John Cena, I guess, crushed him. I forget what pay-per-view it was. And Miz was actually devastated about this because he was just like, yo, I was like a tag team champ. And they were like, backstage were telling him like, yeah, you haven't walked the waters John have. And, like how you mentioned, he beat him at WrestleMania. I remember that was 2011, but you're better at numbers than I am. But it was 2011. Mm-hmm. And then you talking about 2017, where it was him and Maurice against John Cena and Nikki Bella.
Right.
So
that's WrestleMania 33.
Yes. So I didn't even realize, like, because like there's certain people who, and they compete at WrestleMania, and they've had many encounters. Like one of the top for all of us, I want to say, is Rock and Stone Cold, right? And it's just a fun list to kind of want to go back at now and be like, because I feel like there's a few people who have had many wrestlers, the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. I feel like that could be on that list too. Because they've had, I want to say two, because it was 2000 and 2001. That was 16 and 17. Um, I don't know. It's just a fun list to just think about. But you know,
Charlotte and Rhea.
right? They had two, and they're one apiece. You're right. I'm glad that you mentioned that. But some other things on SmackDown. Let me ask you about your thoughts about this. How are you feeling about this United States Open Challenge? Dragunov, and he's defending his championship. How do you feel about that, EC?
So Dragunov is a tremendous talent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he doesn't get reaction when he comes out, and because of that, they've cut different ways to do it to not come and make it come across on TV. Because even though he doesn't, and I used to mention this about the Street Profits, is and we shoot the shit a lot, and I think this is one of the last conversations we talked wrestling, and I said, hey, there was a time recently where Street Profits was coming out and nobody was giving them that much love. They got love, but not that much love. But Montez has been doing this for a while, and no one ever did it. But at the end of their match, because the match was always so great, the entire arena, I've actually been there and a live event where they did nobody did this, but at the end of the match, because they wrestled some team, and I forgot what the team was, and it wasn't even that long ago. But the whole place is doing like this, you know. That's what I'm going to I say that to say that's somewhere where I'm going with the Dragunov, because he's been having great matches. I was skeptical at first about him winning the United States Championship because I just think SmackDown needs bigger stars. No offense, Dragunov, but he's possibly the best person to do it the way they're doing it right now. And I think the mid card title should be defended every single week. Because as you and I mentioned the other day, the mid card titles, whether it be the Intercontinental United States equivalent, it's a workhorse title. That person needs to be one facing people every single week.
I feel like when we were having these conversations, and they were like our private podcast, both me and you, well, like I feel like with Dragunov, he's done a fantastic job. So like I'm aware to say he's not the most charismatic individual in the world. I'm not to say he's terrible on the mic, but there's certain people when they're on the mic, you'll sit and listen. I don't know if that's Dragunov yet, and I'm going to say yet.
I don't think
But
he's
when
bad,
he
but yeah.
right, and there's individuals, because I remember one time someone told me this. I'm a Bret Hart guy, but I'm aware to be like, yo, Bret is not the most mic guy. And someone was like, yo, he's not like terrible. He's not terrible, but like, you're not going to compare him to Roddy Piper, The Rock, CM Punk, John Cena, because John Cena, I think, is goat as hell when he's on the mic. Um, but I said all that to simply say, um, he gets over because of his in-ring work. And I believe that people can get over because of their in-ring work. Cesaro, Claudio now in AEW, I felt like he was someone who can no, absolutely not. No, please. Get that, remove that, please. Thank you. Do you think that Gunther can beat John? He should. He should. I honestly think he should. Me and the executive consultant, we had a conversation about this, and I loved the idea that you had. You was talking about one Obafemi, and I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. But seeing how this bracket is, kind of, because they haven't really revealed the bracket so much, I think it should be Gunther. And and what I love about it is that it will be a reset for Gunther. I think Gunther is a really great in-ring competitor when we talk about him when we talk
Well, I
about
mean,
Raw.
let's talk about it.
Hmm? Oh, I'm sorry. You want me to
No,
lead
go
the
ahead.
way?
I actually said the Miz should have got a should do that.
Can you remove this? Because anything with Bill Goldberg, I don't want to talk about Bill Goldberg at all. Like, remove that, please. Like, Mad Dog Kelly, he pretends that he knows wrestling. And it's showing, because when you sit here and mention one Bill Goldberg, I immediately know, like, anyway, I'm gonna move forward because I'm gonna drink this water. But What was I talking about? Executive
No,
consulting.
so Zack Ryder being LA Knight is not something I can see really happening, but he has more history. So
It would have been cool if, and I said this on the Big Pop Theory podcast. Look, I'm not this big Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona fan, but I do like that he worked his ass off and he wanted to. He wants to be back in WWE. He wants to be back here. He's like he did all these things and he reinvented himself, and I think that's something to appreciate a lot. And I do like that there was a backstage segment between him and LA Knight, and LA Knight was like, I don't know if this is a one off or I'll be seeing you down the line, but respect. And he deserved respect in the world because he really worked his ass off. Like, regardless if you are a fan of his or not, like that's inspiring. All he wanted to ever do is be in WWE, and he got cut, unfortunately. And and I remember talking to you, and I was like, why didn't you just have him as Matt Condona? And like, I mean, later on I got it, but like you was even mentioning, like, yo, Cena don't have history with Matt Cardona. It's Zack Ryder. Same thing with Dolph Ziggler. Like, he's been doing stuff, and he's been doing it as Nick Nemeth, but he don't have history with Nick Nemeth. It's Dolph Ziggler. So I totally understand that. It took me a minute to understand that. Because you know what it is? I looked at this as he's back, and not realizing it was it was for this tournament. Because even something that Corey Graves said was like, his name is never mind. And I like that because I like that because even in NXT, Jakara Jackson, it's Jakara Jackson, but on yeah, thank you. It's Mara. I feel like I'm always pronouncing her name wrong, and I don't want to butcher this young lady's name, but it's not Jakara Jackson. It's Sarah something else. I'm sorry, I can't think of it. But it just makes you go like, all right, like this is these other names, but you're laughing. What's so funny?
tell you later.
Oh, okay, all right. Are you working?
Working what? What are you talking
Nothing. Take the floor.
about?
It's a joke. Work,
Oh,
work. But like
I don't
other than
want Zack
that,
Ryder back. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. I don't want Zack Ryder. I don't want Matt Cardona. He's not that interesting. I thought he was that interesting. I mean, I'm glad to see what he's trying to do in the Indies, and he was always credited with bringing social media presence more to WWE, so to speak.
yes.
But yeah, just not interested.
And not for nothing. I'm not, and once again, I'm not trying to pretend like, man, I'm this big Matt Cardona fan, but I just love when someone is. So, I feel like Drew McIntyre created this blueprint of he got let go, reinvented himself, and then he became such a prospect where WWE called him and they brought him back. And I would hope that he gets the opportunity to have that chance to do that as well, is my point. Talking about Matt Cardona. Because I don't know. I just root for people to succeed. That's all. And I can understand if everyone is like, hey, he didn't do it for me. That's fine. But I would like for him to get another chance. But as Matt Cardona, and I know that he can't do death matches because WWE don't do death matches. Although I do sit here and say when I was playing 2K25, I was impressed that they had doors. Like you can put people through doors in 2K25. I put the count. He's from the I almost said the Simpsons, but Sesame Street. He's the purple guy. Oh,
Only
you never saw a Sesame Street. I'm so sorry. Like I can see, like when I said that, I saw you immediately go like, I feel like are you against people who are purple?
I don't like purple in people's hair.
Wait until you see what's happening next year for me.
It
You
can't be
you
worse
you
than what you got now.
you're probably gonna fire me.
Woo woo woo. That's Zack Ryder and throwing him back.
I have no idea what that had to do with anything with purple, but go ahead.
Good.
like okay, like that was pathetic.
I was
Is that
segueing back to what we were talking about.
what?
With the segue back to what we were talking about, SmackDown. Anyway, Saturday, Jay Cargill defeated
No.
BFAB.
That's a Tuesday gimmick. How dare you?
What?
Never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Jay Cargill destroyed BFAB because Jay Cargill is that bitch. And
you won't hear me say that to that woman, but yeah, no, she destroyed her. How do you feel about the way that she has been booked? 'Cause I think a lot of people are not a fan of it, but what are your thoughts?
what? Jay Cargill?
Yes, the way she's been booked and dominating.
Oh, the way it is now? Oh, perfect. That's what she needs to do. They're taking it back to what brought her to the dance. What made her interesting was that she played the character that she's somewhat playing now in the AEW. You know, coming out saying, I'm that bitch, just cracking jokes, but keeping the small talk and just dominating force. And that's why, you know, the fact that, you know, she's my wife aside, that was the reason why I became a huge fan of hers. And she's just taking that gimmick and bringing it on SmackDown. And I think it's going to work very, very well for her.
The last thing on SmackDown, how do you feel about them bringing Drew McIntyre being a part of War Games, although he was suspended a week ago?
No, it's fine. I said it the week before that Drew was going to join that War Games team. So it's not like it was a surprise. Sorry, we just listened to you typing.
No, I wasn't typing. I'm sorry. I was stirring. I'm sorry. I should have muted.
Stirring. I mean, it's fine.
I wasn't a fan of that. I feel like he was.
Yeah, I don't. Go ahead.
I wasn't a fan of it because it just felt lazy to me. Like,
I can see that.
Look, it just I felt like why do that and then just bring them back? I feel like when you suspend someone, it should have some kind of meaning to it. Like, I feel like, and I don't mean to be the guy yelling in the cloud and stuff like that, but for me, I'm like, yo, like if you suspend him, I remember a time when people would get suspended, we wouldn't see him for like at least 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even that long. It was literally a week later. Drew McIntyre was like, "Yeah, I'm part of War Games," and here's Paul Heyman. He's on the roster. I don't know. I wasn't. I couldn't get jiggy with it. That's all. But I'm not mad if like people are like it's not that serious, but it's just for me that's all. What is wrong with dude? What is wrong with you?
I was about to say something, and you hit me with the can't get jiggy. I wasn't ready.
No one's ready for Jack. I saw that gimmick. We were talking about how I didn't get jiggy about Drew McIntyre.
What was the wrestling part?
It was about Drew McIntyre.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
No, I see what you're saying, and you have a valid point. It's just that I'm just looking at the fact that they were there, and SmackDown's kind of lacking lately, and they need all the star power they can get. So
you were saying that. I remember I was talking to a friend about SmackDown, and I was saying like something that you was mentioning, like how there's like this unbalance in a way where you have Raw, where I know Brock is. I guess Brock can be on any show if you just wanted to be there.
Brock's a free agent.
And I think you could say that about Roman as well, but a lot of these guys are going to be featured on Raw. Roman, Brock, CM Punk, like a lot of the bigger guys are there. And um he was like, yeah, I don't know about that, because it was like, well, you can make these stars, but I don't know if they're going to be bigger than some of the names that I just mentioned. Um, and there's a potential that they could. I do think there's potential, nonetheless. But like, as of right now of this conversation, no, they're not bigger than Brock or Roman. Even something you was mentioning to me one time, and like I never try to pay attention to all those kind of things about star power and stuff like that, because I just want to enjoy the product. But like, I like Cody as a champion. I know a lot of people are not feeling Cody, but between him and Roman, I gotta say Roman seems like the bigger star, like the bigger one. Like
100%,
it's
definitely.
no. I mean, and you could say John Cena, but John Cena's out. He's out. So I
Today's the
don't
last
really.
day.
Today was his last day on Raw. How did you feel about that, being that this was his last night on Raw?
Fine with me.
Hmm? Oh, it didn't bother you?
No, and I'll tell you why. And
Sure.
this is no disrespect to the goat, but
But is he your goat?
no, he's not. But the respect is there, right? No, I'll say that. Think about it, the last 5 years. How much has he been on Raw?
I feel like I can kind of count on my
Right.
hands.
Yes, we're a little
Kind of.
sad because this is the end of the road for him.
Hmm.
But outside of this past year that we're in, he hasn't really been around like that. Not that anybody faults him for that. He was in his he's he's at the retirement age. Let's be real. He's making movies, so we all understand that. But it's not a hard adjustment, because John Cena's not around. He's ever since 2000. I want to say 14, 15. He's been a a little less. He comes around when he wants, and it's very commendable how he comes around when he doesn't have to at all. It's even more commendable that he comes around and he wrestles because he doesn't have to. So I'm I'm fine with him this being his last role.
I will sit here and say, when Raw, I did love how the visual looked. Like it was packed. It was packed, and like it made me go like, I got a little emotional watching this at MSG, because like on my door, you guys can't see it here, but on my door, I went to one of the first, to my memory anyway, right? The first MSG wrestling show I ever went to. I went with my father, and I have a shirt, and it says it's a Rock, and Rock was never my favorite wrestler, but I still have the shirt. It was from 2001, and it just made me go like, man, like wrestling in New York is just something else. Like, I don't know, I can't express it. Like, this was not even like the best wrestling show ever, but it just made I just I don't know. It's something that made me go like, man, it's something about wrestling in New York. And I look forward to going to NXT tomorrow, um, and seeing what they do at the theater. I was at the theater earlier this year for Roadblock, but it was a packed house tonight, and I thought that was so cool. And it made me go, and we were in the chat, myself, you, and a lot of the UPR hosts. And Big Daddy Cool, shout out to him. And he was mentioning how he remember once upon a time. He mentioned once upon a time how everyone, I felt like all of us, we booed this man out of the building. People would even say, "We hate you." I remember in 2013, and I forgot where they were at. I feel like that's SummerSlam. I feel like they were in LA. But Cena was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna step away for a bit," because he was hurt, and the fans cheered that he was gonna be away, and Cena had to smile. He was just like, "All right." Cena had all the right in the world to come back and say, "Hey, I hate all you guys. Fuck you." He had all the right in the world to say all of that. He didn't do it. But seeing how years later, and that crowd is saying, they're chanting for Cena, it just makes you. I don't know. I love heart heartwarming feeling
Arch.
moments. Yes, thank you. because I butchered all of that. So I'm glad one of us was sober here. So thank you. But like it was very nice to see all that because like Cena, he's not my goat. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys, but it made me go like, maybe I was a little hard on this guy. Um, so I don't know. Seeing a packed house and they loved to see Cena, and like how you mentioned, I think that's a fair point too to throw out is that they realize that we're at the end of the road here, and I remember I would tell people this a lot. Like I remember talking to a friend, and this was in 2003. I was in high school, and someone was like, "Hey, what's going to happen when Stone Cold Rock and Triple H retire?" And I just could never imagine that because Hogan, I know he's not with us anymore, but Hogan, he was in his 50s wrestling. I was like, what are you talking about? For me. And, when you see people now and you see like you're hearing John Cena's going to retire. And once again, he was never my fave, but I hear that. I'm like, wow, we're at the end of an era. And AJ Styles, he's retiring next year. And I don't know. It just makes you just realize like, man, like, it just makes you realize your own, and in a way, if I'm saying this properly, is your own immortality, you know? So I don't know. But please, executive consultant, take the floor. And Bill Goldberg is not GOAT. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. Don't talk, please. Let me talk. Bill Goldberg. Let me tell you about Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg, he is the greatest. Let me tell you something. Bill Goldberg is the greatest
Are
fraud
you
to
trying to
ever.
remember a Bret Hart promo right now? Like, what is going on?
I can if you give me time, but we'll be here for an hour. But let me tell you something. Bill Goldberg. Let me tell you something about Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg is the greatest fraud to ever breathe. And you sitting here and you're bringing this name up in front of me. And I think that's very rude, Mad Dog. You work with me on Tuesdays. If you want to remain on Tuesdays, because I want you to know, I'm the executive on Tuesdays. It's not Paul Levesque and whatever Lee. What's his name?
It's like, oh, what is his name? Lee Fittings.
It's not Lee Fittings and Paul Levesque. It's me. So if you want to remain on Tuesdays, you watch your mouth, young man. Do you hear me? And he's probably going to tell me. You know what he's going to tell me? You know what Mad Dog's going to tell me?
Something obvious.
No, he's going to tell me that he went to high school with JC Jane. But go ahead, executive consultant, take the floor. Because the Mad Dog, that's rude. But Mad C, take the floor.
Yeah, so Ian Dragunov.
What? Where did you even get that from?
I forgot. I forgot to cap off what I was saying about Dragunov earlier.
Sure, please. Take the floor.
Yeah, I think he's getting over because of his matches, and it's only going to get better. He needs to try to stay healthy and not lose that title anytime soon.
Are you because of his matches, are you becoming a fan of his?
I was a fan of his for quite a while.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Let's just go straight into Monday Night Raw because a lot of stuff we left to talk about SmackDown peeled over to Raw. John Cena in the ring, yada yada yada. Whatever. Here comes Dirty Dom. I thought we were having a similar promo from last week for a second. Thank God we didn't. Dirty Dom, John Cena, Survivor Series, great, cool. But this 4-6-man match that I had to watch with Finn Balor and JD McDonough comes out for Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, and the Balors are ready. But got some nice little cool spots. John Cena, Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, Victor. Then they decided to show us that I don't know if you saw this, Great Puba, but the freaking New York Giants were there, right? Those bums.
That's so rude.
They're bums. They're like the bottom of the division. I don't know.
Are they? I'm sorry. I don't watch football. I felt like the Jets. I always thought the Jets would, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The Jets are better than the Giants. The Giants suck.
Whoa. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't.
They got this comedian, comedian No Name, and they're trying to protect them. And I hate when WWE does this thing where they act like people can beat up their athletes. Stop doing that. Stop disrespecting them. Ain't no reason why Scatterborough should have been able to put his hands on the Judgment Day.
You know, if I can give a shout out, one of the best, I mean, maybe you can name a better celebrity match than I can, but there was a show, and I feel like you would know because we're not far apart in age, but you remember a show called Mad TV?
Yes.
There was an actor on the show. His name was Will Sasso. I feel like that's a familiar name if you watch wrestling. But he had a match with Bret Hart in WCW. I want to say it was like 98, 99. I forget the time period, but it was that late 90s period. And it was amazing because like Bret was like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" And Will Sasso was like, "Yo, you are the athlete. Beat me up." And I remember that match. I remember watching that match like live, but like I don't remember Will Sasso getting any fucking offense. And like these guys that you're talking about, I want to say they were athletes though. So like I hear what you're saying,
But the
but
Giants are bums.
yeah.
The Eagles,
I'm sorry. I have no follow up. Okay. Who?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
What have they done?
They're the world champions. What do you mean?
EC, do you think I watched that?
Anyway, so Judgment Day, blah blah blah.
Once again, that is a Tuesday property. How dare you? We will sue you.
There was after that. I don't know what happened after that.
I don't fucking know, bro. I was.
I think so. Here comes. They want to do an interview with the world champion. So Stephanie Valkyrie comes out to the stage, has a little entrance. Did this surprise anyone that Nikki Bella attacked her? Not me. It was very obvious.
I didn't think she was going to do it right there and there, though. I didn't think she was going to do it right there.
I think give Stephanie a chance to speak.
Why not? I thought that they would have something where she spoke. Her English is not as strong, admittedly, but I didn't think they were going to have Nikki attack her right there and there.
I didn't. She was being attacked immediately. That's how you had to handle that storyline.
How do you feel about this stuff? Because personally for me, I think this is the best thing for Nikki Bella because her being 100%. A babyface, it was.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I want you to finish your thoughts about everything. It's not me. It's about you. Like, what did you, Nikki Bella being a heel?
No, I'm saying you're absolutely right. I think this is the right move for her. I think it's what needed to happen, especially to get her confidence back. Because I don't think she's very confident. I think she's kind of shaking a little bit. And it might be because she's trying to hang with the younger women who are actually true athletes, and that's no disrespect to her whatsoever because she can do something. Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. I like it so far. Good for you. Except for today, she was a little flustered on the mic.
I feel like when you talk about fluster, I feel like not to say fluster, but there was like a. So okay, let me get my thoughts about this, and now I'll talk about the Becky Lynch and the Becky Lynch title match here. I'm sorry, my I was blinking here for a minute, but like her and talk about Nikki Bella, it's so it just feel more natural for her being a babyface. It didn't feel right with her being it's better her being a heel than a babyface because her being a babyface, it didn't feel right. So I feel like she's more in her groove, in her more comfortability, and I love that for her. I don't think she should wouldn't be taking the title off of one Stephanie Procura, but I do sit here and go like, hey, this is good. I feel like this is more of her position, and that's fine. Becky Lynch, she went. She defended her Intercontinental Championship. Was you surprised about her dropping the title?
Yeah, I didn't think she was going to. I did.
Either.
Was brought to my attention the rumors about AJ Lee returning, and it sort of slipped my mind because AJ and Becky are going to join the Wargames match, and I knew that from the get go because they always have to insert Becky Lynch into the Wargames match.
That's fine.
Um, I mean, it's fine. It's cool. I mean, do you want to talk about the women's war game match? Who we have on one side? On one side, we have Team Oscar's team. Apparently, it's Oscar's team, not Nia Jax. But they did it similar last year with Nia Jax. She just looked like a henchwoman, and she shouldn't be. She should be in charge. But it's Oscar, who I considered the MVP of Monday Night Raw for the last month or two.
She is. She is. I mean, Oscar is still great. I mean, if I can just do a cheap plug here, been watching, and I was telling you off air, like watching 2019 Survivor Series, and like I'm watching it, and I'm like, man, Oscar is always. I always knew Oscar was dope, but as years get on, as years go on, and you get a little slower and stuff like that, right? But like she's still that girl, man. Like she's still that girl. So when you said like this is Oscar's team, why would you even bother arguing that? Like, what are we even doing here anymore? So, you had Dupree, she won the Intercontinental Champion. And I was talking with people about this. So I hope that they have a direction with this because I didn't expect her to win at all. Maxine Dupree, I didn't have her winning this at all. I said she's gonna show up and she's gonna look good. But this was more of a this was more of the sloppier matches between her and Becky.
Yeah, because that first one was very good.
Yeah, there was things where there was like she looked really, really good. And I think and shout out to Becky because Becky was really I feel like watching as a fan, you could just see that she was trying to give her everything and try to put her over. But I hope that moving forward, with Maxine being as champion,
Mm.
I'm more about direction. Like I feel like I've had the conversation with you and many other people, and it's just like I want direction here because like I'm not mad at Maxine winning the Intercontinental Champion, but I'm like, man, she has some big shoes to fill because Becky was doing a really, really good job with that championship. And this is the kind of match where it wasn't really, really good. And if someone was watching this, they'd be like, they put it on her. So I'm hoping that she has the opportunity to prove everyone wrong.
I think she's gonna be a transitional champion.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get even more into it because I believe she was just given that championship as a reward for her hard work that she's put in, but she was never going to hold that title long. And I think Natalya gets it.
Not for nothing. A lot of people are not a big fan of Natalya. Natalya, who was 75 on the PWI list, women's top 250 list. And I think that would be cool for her because, like, I think Natalya can be a really great Intercontinental Women's Champion. I know a lot of people are not a big fan of hers, but, and I'm not even trying to say, like, man, I'm a diehard fan, but, like, I think she could really bring prestige to that title, especially if you give her time and let her wrestle. Because here's the thing: those women on that brand, both Raw and SmackDown, they're not gonna out wrestle her at all, at all. So I think she could be. I think that would be. I would be cool with that. Is my point personally.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I believe we're going with that. What else?
On Raw, talking about on Raw, we talked about the. So let's talk about this. Gunther, he returned and he went against the young OG. I don't think anyone expected the young OG to beat Gunther. But can I just say before I give you the floor here, I loved that Gunther came out with his old like Walter theme. I'm sorry, I don't have it on top of my head on what the theme is called. It's literally a classical theme. But man, oh man, that was so cool. When I heard that, I popped. I said, "Oh!"
Let's see why you got the soundproof now.
Yes, absolutely. I I live in a basement, and I don't want to disturb people who are upstairs. And the people who live upstairs is my mother. So, like, executive consultant, the soundproof is not even strong enough to hold my voice, by the way. But what did you think about this? Gunther against the young OG Javon Evans.
Well, Gunther went out and did what he was supposed to do. Destroy that guy. God, I can't stand that guy. I don't even, but I guess John Cena was like him and said, hey, let's see if the kid work. And Javon Evans makes the best of any situation. I'll give him to him with that, you know. So he did what he had to do, but took that L and took that L hard. But I'm surprised, bad guy, that you have not mentioned the best part of the match.
What, the chop?
No, it's not really the match, but Gunther went back to his original music.
I thought I just said that. Was
I
you
didn't
not
hear
listening?
I didn't
You
hear that.
didn't. Well, you wasn't listening to me, but I said that. I was talking about the original theme, and I said, "Oh,
Oh, I'm
that's why
sorry.
that's why I
Yes,
was
that's why
yelling.
you yelled. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was yelling. Yeah,
But you
yeah,
know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
I
Did
didn't
did
mind
did,
Gunther's
did,
music.
did you drink enough water?
Yeah, I didn't mind Gunther's music.
I love that. I did really love that a lot. Like, and I felt like a lot of people when they heard that and talking about New York, because if you listen to the crowd, they were saying
Walter.
Walter,
Yeah.
Walter. Yeah, I really did like that. Like, I was trying to look up because I know it's a classical theme,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted to because I first when I heard dun, dun, I was expecting it to go dun, 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 and then it breaks into that
Gunther. Dun,
dun
dun,
dun dun.
dun.
Right, right. So when it kept going,
I
I
like
said,
this. I like the music though. I did like it.
I do not for nothing though. Like I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I really do like classical music. So like
Mm-hmm.
when I heard that, I was just and it kept going. I was just like I was stoked. Like I was really stoked. Um, I expected Gunther to go over. I do love that they let Javon get some
Get some.
time
Yeah.
here. And there was something else.
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun 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 boom boom
dun, dun,
dun
dun,
dun dun
dun.
dun. I do like what they were doing here, and I do like that there was something else too that I loved here. If they keep Javon for the long run, something that they were mentioning, it was just like, yeah, I'm 20, 21 or whatever, but like stay for the ride. And it just makes me go like, yeah. And I think I do like that because like Javon can be something. I remember someone shared something and they were just like, they were talking about Javon and how authentic he is and stuff like that. And look, I'm a man, I'm close to my 40s, and the guy across from me, he's in his 40s. And look, we're older men, right? And I'm just saying, like, when you hear these young individuals talk, and I can't talk for these active consultant, but I know a lot of times I'm like, what are you talking about? So that's how I feel about when I hear Javon talk. But Javon,
He's the young
he's
OG.
he's the young OG, and he's somebody who has longevity in his career because he's 20, 21, and he's going to be around for a long time. And I
Your
hope to
boy
be around.
Bouncy.
I'm not going to lie. When he went against Gunther, I said he's flatty because like what are we even chatting about? But Gunther winning made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Would it have been cool to have this, oh man, him in the ring with John Cena? Yeah, but like we're having this tournament, and the last time Gunther got to win it. Gunther has to win it. To me, there's nobody else that should win this tournament except Gunther.
John Cena don't want to wrestle no damn young OG. Their styles
No,
are too different, and John Cena can't adapt to that style right now.
no. I think it would have been cool if. So for me, we talk about. I was telling people like, if he didn't have a schedule and stuff like that, it might have been like that could have been something different.
Mm-hmm.
But now that knowing that he has a schedule and he's gonna be here for this time and all that stuff, yeah. So yeah, understood. But what's the other thing you want to talk about?
Let's talk about these war game matches.
Sure.
Um, I know a lot of people are not gonna like this. For the men's war game match, pretty much already knew who the last two people were.
Yep.
Give or take Jimmy Uso getting injured. Now, that being said, is anybody else tired of Roman Reigns returning the way he returns? Like, how many of these do we had this year?
Not enough.
Oh, of course you would say that. Brock Lesnar comes back, and Brock Lesnar, in my opinion, made the dumb move by looking like he was somewhat intimidated by Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they would do that. Brock Lesnar came back all muscle, all jack. He then proceeds to come back tonight and walk to the ring where it's like, what, 4 people in the ring or something like that? It looked like all of them were done. All of them the underdogs. He suplexed people left and right. And then just because Roman Reigns was at his night, he's a little concerned. Not the smart move, in my opinion.
I hear you. Because I was thinking that too. Because I was like, this is Brock fucking Lesnar, right?
Exactly.
So,
won the last bit of matches in there. But
I hear what you're saying because, like, for me, I was like, I thought that too. I think shout out to Brock because Brock really sold this. I
he
feel
did.
like he sold that as hell. Like, but like, if you know Brock's background, you're like, Brock, you can kill everybody in this ring if you want to. And I think that's the whole thing. You have to suspend your belief. But for us who knows Brock's background once again, you're like, no, absolutely not. Like, fucking kill this person. And I think they were trying to sell the whole thing about like Roman always having Brock's number. Like for the most part, I want to say Roman has beaten Brock.
I had to do some math on it, but Roman's pretty much won out the series, yeah.
Yeah.
Lately. It started off with all Brock, of course, but
sure. But once he became the tribal chief, it was a different thing. It was a different tribe.
100%.
Yeah. So I think I get what they were trying to do here, and I mean like how you were summing it up too about war games. And I figured Brock would be the last guy, but it just felt awkward to me because it was like Brock don't really do this kind of stuff. So like, but I'm not surprised that Brock showed up. What I was surprised about because like when they had the whole thing and it said executive Paul Levesque and Lee Fittings, I was like, wow, it's gonna end like this. And then you hear Roman's theme, and you're just like, you have to always throw up the ones when you see Roman Reigns. So like the way they did it, it was so like NXT like, because that was something that they would do in NXT where you see the copyright thing at the end, and then something happens at the end, and blah blah blah, and all that stuff. That was cool. I thought that was a cool swerve and stuff like that. And Roman and he's fighting everybody. I don't think anyone's surprised about Roman and Brock being the last members. It's just for me, it's just like it just seemed like Brock is this is not a Brock Lesnar thing, is my point. That's my point.
It is what it is. I'm interested in the match. I see how it's going to go down, and that's it. That's all I got for Raw and SmackDown.
That's the show. I mean, you're leading, so please.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you watch it every single Monday immediately after Monday Night Raw. NXT, Tuesdays immediately after NXT. Watch him. Mad Dog Kelly, Sabrina Stella. Wednesdays, AEW Dynamite, Cat Skady, Sheriff, Vince. Review all Elite AEW. H. Anderson Wednesday immediately after AEW.
He is doing his best here.
Thank you so much for watching us here tonight. We'll see you next time. Raw Review.